welcome to CNY Haunts. I'm Bob Driscoll. Today we're talking about Sylvan Beach Amusement Park and the haunted history. We're joined today by James Pendle, Casper Cop, as many know him, to talk about haunted Sylvan Beach. James, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Of course, my name is James, and I'm a retired private investigator. I was an investigator for over 20 years. I got interested in the paranormal about over 15 years ago. I joined the groups, learned the trade a little bit, and then I figured out group thing wasn't really for me. So then I went out on my own, and around 2013, after the Ghost Hunters did their episode Scream Park at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park, I saw that the amusement park was hiring for weekend staff. I was thinking, I could actually work in a haunted place. That's for me. So I applied and I started working at the Yesterday's Royal every Friday night and Saturday night. This was in 2013. And I saw that they were advertising for a ghost tour / dinner. I inquired about it. They said they were looking for a host. I told them, hey, I did it for a hobby. Why don't you let me spend some nights here alone with my camera, see what I get? And years later, I created Park After Dark Ghost Tours, and I love to meet new people and take them ghost hunting.
So there's a lot of history we're going to unpack here over the next few minutes on the haunted history of Sylvan Beach, but why don't you just kind of give us some of the stories?
All right. The first one is Jack, the legend of Jack. Jack was an old carny, and he ran a game called the Kentucky Derby. And what that was just a bunch of horses went up a wall. Participant would spin a wheel. Whoever spun their wheel the fastest, they would win. Back then, Jack handed out chocolate and cigarettes as prizes. So if you can imagine, if your kid won the Kentucky Derby, a pack of Camels. But anyways, Jack lived in room number 5 up in the Yesterday's Royal. You could actually look from the dance floor up to room number 5 as Jack's door is closed. He's out roaming, or he's in sleeping. If Jack's door was open, he was out roaming the park. That's one of the legends. There's another legend of Abby, who was a waitress in the Yesterday's Royal. And the Yesterday's Royal caught fire and partially burnt down in 1910. Legend has it Abby perished in the fire. It was rebuilt back in 1911. Everybody returned to work, and some say Abby also returned to work. And also, there's a little girl running around, a little ghost girl running around there, and she's our little prankster. She's the most active. She's the one that I've got the most data on. So that's pretty much it. Also, Scotty. Scotty is another one. He's an old maintenance man, but don't have much on him.
Is Scotty part of the Yesterday's Royal Tour, or is he somewhere
No,
else
he
in
was
the
out
park?
in the park.
He's out in the park?
Yeah, but I don't have much on him, though.
Where do you find most of the haunted stories come from? Is it Yesterday's Royal, or are there...
No. My whole first year and a half, I focused on the Yesterday's Royal. And after that, I went out into the park. And that's where it all happened. That's the park that I became a true believer at that point. See, I didn't get along with groups because I don't believe in their lingo. I keep a totally open mind with everything. And I was always the one that would be like, it's not that. It could be this. Well, park changed my mind, believe me.
Is it just the park that has haunted history, or is the village of Sylvan Beach in general have any other stories?
Oh, there's the village itself. The Yesterday's Royal, which was called before when they were building the Erie Canal. OK Royal, maybe I think it was, but it was all the way back then when they were building the Erie Canal. And before then, Indians were there, the Oneidas. So there's a lot of history. Railroad went through there.
A lot of places hauntings can come from.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah,
more
absolutely.
History, the more chances of spooky things happening.
Absolutely.
Have you or has anyone ever told you about actually being able to communicate with any of these spirits, or has it all been just seeing odd things?
That's a good one. I know for a fact that the little girl, she knows exactly what I'm asking her to do, and she does the total opposite. Because I have stories that there are times that I'll tell you this one story. We're in the arcade, and it's dark, and there was only two people were with me and my son. My son was my cameraman at that point. And what I do is I put 2 quarters up on a glass table every time I walk in there, and you hear them ricochet off the ancient table. And I say, okay, I'm here. It's me, it's James. Are you here? Can you do something for me? Well, that night I knew, no coins were tossed or anything that night, but I knew that she was there because you could hear change jingling from out of nowhere. So I went and grabbed one of my quarters off of the table, and I put it in my hand, and I'm like, told my son, put the camera right on that quarter, and don't take it off the camera. And I'm like, come on, I know you're here. Take it. You can do it. I know you can do it. Well, she never took it. So my camera battery was going dead. We decided we were going to move on. I turned all the lights on, went to retrieve my other quarter off of the table, and it's gone.
She was definitely taunting you.
So I went out the back door because I parked right by there. I retrieved my other battery from my car, walked back into the arcade. Now all the lights are on. I felt, first couple steps, I felt something on my left foot. I looked down just in time to watch my other quarter roll off of my left foot. She wouldn't take it out of my right hand. She took my other one and put it on my left foot. And that was the day I was like, you know exactly what I'm asking you to do. So they know.
And I noticed too on one of the videos posted on the Casper Cop Facebook page, there's been incidents on some of your tours too where like quarters have fallen or stuff like that.
Oh,
too.
she likes to roll quarters. She bounces bouncy balls. Sometimes she'll leave me candy.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Leaving candy.
Cookies. Cookies will pop up out of nowhere. Yeah. I've found bouncy balls in my pocket, just in my pocket, because I didn't have any bouncy ball. So, yeah, she's pretty active over there.
And so, based on those stories, you would say these spirits at Sylvan Beach are friendly for the most part,
Oh,
right?
they're all friendly.
Yeah. So nothing to worry about on these ghost hunts or anyone
No.
lingering around the park during the day?
No.
So,
That's another thing. The last thing, that's why we're Casper Cops. We only hunt the friendly ghosts. And truly, I don't believe that there are evil ghosts or evil spirits or anything like that. Things happen, and how you interpret them is how you're going to... If you get scared, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's evil. But the only thing that really happens is we have coins dropping out of nowhere. Like I said, she leaves candy. Nothing evil. I've never come across anything evil. I don't believe in anything evil like that. And I think everybody should go and experience it.
did I see something too where you or someone else were suggesting people take a look at their photos they've taken of like yesterday's Royal and
Yes.
look in the windows and stuff like that?
Yes.
So is that a common thing where they can be seen?
Yes. There is no admission into the park during the park summer months. You can walk around the park. I always tell people, take photos of the yesterday's Royal. Take photos of the rides, the Tip Top ride for one. We've got a great photo from the Tip Top ride. There's a little shadow. It looks like a little girl on a Tip Top. Yeah, I'm a big fan of people taking photos.
Are there certain rides besides, or is the Tip Top seem to be the one that is
The Tip Top is the one that we've focused on, although this year, one of the attendants did have a report that the Rocco plane, she saw something interesting on the Rocco plane. So, yeah, I would as the ride's in motion, take pictures. That's what we do when we're investigating the park during the ghost tours.
Anything spooky ever happened in the Laughland haunted house?
Not to me, but I have had reports. I've been in there quite a bit, and nothing has ever really happened to me there. And I've actually had a lot of like cameras and recorders, and I've never really gotten anything out of there.
I think when I was a kid all the way through high school, I had that ride memorized. Every time we go there, that was the thing I had to ride.
Oh, you're talking about the cigar or the pretzel ride?
Oh, I was talking about
Laughland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that one growing up. That was
that's a cool little ride. You know that ride? Here's some history.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the beach used to have a bathhouse, and you would go and rent a room, go take a bath, and it used to extend all the way out into the lake. And around 1954, due to modern plumbing, they no longer needed the bathhouse. So they went and cut it into 3 pieces. One piece was sold to somebody in Sylvan Beach, and the other 2 pieces were put side by side, and they are now the ride Laughland. So there's some good history for you.
My favorite part of the park for sure still.
Yeah, if you notice and if you can see it, you'll notice there'll be like numbers on the wall, which used to be doors where people used to go in, and it's just a really cool place to check it out.
Yeah. What drew you to Sylvan Beach when it came to ghost hunting? Was there an experience? Like, I know you kind of touched on some of that earlier, but like, what really lured you in?
The ghost hunters.
The ghost hunters when they actually came. That was what got you?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about those ghost hunts you do. I know there's summertime tours, but like, how can people get involved and stuff like that?
They're every Friday and Saturday night. They can either contact me on my Facebook page, Casper Cops, or they can contact the park. Tickets are $30. Well, we're $30 this year, which will probably be $30 next year. And they're every Friday night and Saturday nights throughout the entire summer. They start at 9:30, and we're usually out of there by midnight. Because once the first part of the tour is we walk through the park and we discuss the legends of whom supposedly roams the park after death has taken them. After that's done, we take a brief break because that will be the last time you'll be able to use the restrooms because the park is closing. And then once that's done, the park closes and we enter into the buildings and we conduct a ghost hunt. You're welcome to bring any type of handheld equipment that you have. If you have any ideas, your participation is welcome and encouraged. Most of the people I get are first-time ghost hunters, so I guess they're starting with the best.
What types of thing have people experienced on these ghost hunts? Have you run into any unusual things?
Yep, a lot of photos, a lot of really nice photos. We do get some poltergeists, like they throw coins, bouncy balls.
Is there a reason for the coins and bouncy balls? Is it
don't
just,
know.
Don't know. That just seems to be their.
That just seems. I think it's the little girl. I mean, she plays with maybe bouncy balls, coins. At first, when that happened, I thought maybe it was an old owner who owned the building, but I don't think it is. After we started getting bouncy balls and stuff, because I don't think an older person would be playing with a bouncy ball. And plus, one night we had coin activity. Coin fell, and when it ricochets off the floor, it's pretty loud. And a woman got scared, and she swore. She dropped the F-bomb, and I'm recording this. Right after she did that, you hear this like shrilling squeal or scream that we didn't hear when we were there. But I got it on my recording, and I'm thinking, all right, that's kind of like a reaction a little girl would have hearing bad words. And I just kind of incorporated into, it's got to be this little girl. Because I've got a picture of her. The activity is more like a little girl.
It's funny when you look at different haunted places and the different types of stories that come out of it. I mean, you and I were talking a little bit before we did this show, and recently when I went to Braylock,
Yep.
Braylock Inn, and we did a show there, and we had two weird things happen to us in the couple hours we were there.
That's
So
cool.
it's, one, we were talking to the housekeeper, and there was a random knock in the fireplace, and even the housekeeper was like, "That's not supposed to happen." And then Ashley, the reporter I went with, was asking about the a Ouija board and if anyone played Ouija, and the owner was like, "Oh, no one likes to really play Ouija, because it's kind of a little bit spooky here." Our photographer opened a cabinet a little while later, and a Ouija board fell into his arms. Literally
Nice.
fell into his arms. And it was
Nice.
just, what are the chances of those things? Right? What haunted places have you been to besides Sylvan?
Well, just back up. You mentioned Ouija board,
Yeah.
and I told you about the bathhouse. It's now the Ride Laughland. When I determined it was a little girl, I'm like, I want to communicate with her any way, anyhow. So I brought psychics or whatever, and nothing really. But I'm like, okay, now I want a Ouija board. But I want to make it. I want to make it for something out of something from here. So I actually got the door number 85 from the old bathhouse that management gave me, and I made a Ouija board out of it. It's beautiful, but it didn't work. But it's beautiful, and it's like hanging on my wall, and it's just nice. But yeah, I was at the Braylock. That's a great little place. I love that place. When I investigated it, we were with a band, and a band was going around recording an album, and they're in haunted places and stuff. But I don't even remember what the band name was. But anyways, yeah, that's a great little place. I've done ghost tours up at the zoo in Watertown, New York State Zoo in Watertown. That was a great place to investigate.
Tell me there's like ghost animals at that zoo or something crazy.
Well, there's no we didn't really get a lot of this stuff, but we were able to have the wolves howl. They were awesome. We're outside, and there's nothing like hearing real wolves howl. And we're just like running back to them, videotaping them. It's all dark and stuff. It's just a great place, fun place to go.
Looking back to Sylvan Beach now, like of all the stories you tell on these tours, things you've experienced, which thing actually gives you the most chills or the most pause? Like which thing is the biggest in your mind that jumps out at you?
What do you mean, like the biggest activity?
What's the biggest moment, the thing that really stands out?
The first time that I realized that nobody was really throwing these quarters. The first time we went into the arcade, we were sitting and conducting in a circle, conducting an EVP session. EVP stands for electronic voice phenomenon. There's a theory that electronic stuff can pick up more than what the human ear can. So you would take a recorder, ask a question, wait, and see if you get a response off the recorder. We were doing that, and we heard a coin drop. Got up, walked over. Sure enough, there's a quarter laying there. Picked it up. Are you sure nobody dropped this? No, no one dropped. Put it in my pocket. Second time it happened, I could have swore somebody did it, and I accused them of doing it, and I apologize for that. But in my mind, that person did it. The third time, they let me know with a vengeance. Oh my gosh, it was change jingling everywhere. I was literally freaking out. I was doing this for 15 years at this point, being the guy like, yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, it's not. I was freaking out, but I'm better now. It's just something about not knowing what is going on and actually witnessing it going on. That's the day that happened. That really sticks out in my mind.
Do you think that these ghost stories give Sylvan Beach kind of a unique character? Something that makes it stand apart from other places?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because Casper cops are there. But no, the history alone on that. The old owner of the amusement park is still there. His name is Pat, and he's a wealth of information. he started working there when he was a kid, and he grew up there, and he's just great to talk to if you want some history or whatever. The rides themselves are, they're vintage rides, and they're all kept up tip-top shape. There's the Pancake House. From what I hear, there's some quaint activity going on in the Pancake House, so she might be taking a walk down there.
Well, kids do like their pancakes.
Yes, they do.
It's not too far away from the arcade area.
No, it's not too far at all. So I'm thinking she wanders.
Do the hauntings that have happened, the moments that you've captured or experienced, do you find that they're usually during the summer, or can they happen during the winter even when people aren't there?
Anytime.
Day or night, anytime?
I can't give you an answer. It is so random. We finally had some activity this year, and we hadn't had activity since we got back from COVID. So what was that, 2000?
Yeah, 2020, so it was like 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we finally had it again this year. And I shouldn't say during the tours there's been no activity since then. But I've had stuff happen to me because I now work there. I work at their maintenance. I take care of all their rides and stuff like that. But as far as the tours go, this year finally we had at least some coin activity one night. And she actually answered my knocking game and everything like that day, the first time ever.
Well, the workers can experience stuff too, and
Oh,
when we were
yeah.
talking to the housekeeper at Braylock, same thing. She had stories going back. She's been there. I think she said 20, 30 years, something like that. So she's got a lot of experience.
Yeah, yep. Like I said, the worker that worked the Rocco plane, she claimed to have seen some interesting stuff on there. So yeah, employees. We've had employees quit because of that little girl.
Yeah.
The first time, one of the first times that the little girl was reported there was on the Tip Top, and the attendant put 2 little girls on the ride. He started the ride. The ride went around once, and then as it went around again, he noticed there were 3 little girls now, and he only had tickets for 2. He immediately stopped the ride. It went around for the last time, and there were only 2. He approached the little girls. They're like, there's no little girl. And they denied there being a little girl with them. And he called management. Management came out, searched. No little girl was found. He quit. I'm done.
Yeah, I can see that being something that would terrify you.
Yeah.
It's probably me.
Yep.
Yeah, probably
And
me.
all of these stories were there way before I showed up. These stories are what I gathered before I got there, and what I did was kind of try to find anything to support these stories. And oh yeah, I got some stuff to support them stories.
Do you ever sense something is coming before it happens, or is it always spontaneous and unexpected?
I don't sense it. I don't feel, and I know other people claim they can feel it, but I don't question them or not, but I don't.
Have you ever, or would you ever, spend the night alone in some of these spots in Sylvan Beach?
Oh, I have.
Which ones?
The Royal. I spent the night, several nights alone in the Royal. That is a... but unfortunately, the Royal isn't open now. Yesterday's Royal isn't open at this time. I don't know if it'll be open next year. But yeah, I would spend the night anywhere, really. Don't bother me.
You're pretty brave with that. I don't know how brave I would be with doing something like that. If there's other people, maybe, but by myself, I'm not so sure. What would you say to people who are skeptical of these ghost stories?
There's really nothing I can really say to them other than this is what happened. You got to be skeptic. Unfortunately, I'm no longer skeptic because I've seen it. But I am skeptic on other things. I'm not 100% this, but I really don't know what to tell them.
They have to experience it, right?
Yes.
Give it a try.
You
See what
gotta
happens.
give it a try.
In a
Because
good
I
way.
don't even know what it is. I have a photo which appears to be a little girl, and it's kind of like activity a little girl, but I'm not 100%. Nobody knows what it is. Nobody.
In a good way to experience it or attempt to is to go on your summer tours.
Sure.
As we wrap up here, where can people find information on those when we get closer to the summer, or if they want to explore it now?
You can go to either the park website, or you can go to, I have a Casper Cops Facebook page. You can contact me through there, and I usually post stuff through there. Every once in a while I'll post other things like during the winter, but I'm more active during the summer months on there.
And I definitely want to come out during the summer. We can do a follow-up episode, and I'll go along that coast hunt with you, and hopefully we experience something.
Yeah, and tell Ryan to come out too. I'll throw him in the panic room.
I will get Ryan to come.
All right,
I'm sure
awesome.
Ryan is game for anything. He'll come out with us.
All right, cool.
James Pendle, Casper Cop, talking about haunted Sylvan Beach here on CNY Haunts. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.